Whoops. We're going to be... Well, hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to AED Summit Live. I'm your host, Brian.
And Rick.
And we are, just to kind of introduce us, we have a YouTube channel and a podcast that's geared towards the skilled trades, getting guys not only into the dirt industry, but giving them some building blocks so they don't look stupid their first day on the job. So Sweat and Grime, the podcast, is just to give them some little in-cab entertainment. And we have generously been asked here by AED to host AED Live, and we are happy to be back here for day 2. And joining us this morning, let me make sure I get this right, we have Bruce McFee.
Yes.
And Larry Colley.
Yes.
From Sullivan-Palatek.
Yep, out of Michigan City, Indiana.
Michigan City, Indiana, and you guys do industrial screw-type compressors. Did I nail that?
Yeah, we're a manufacturer. We have 3 business units. We make rotary screw, electric type compressors for plant operation. We have tow behinds that are run by diesel engines, and that goes to the Association of Equipment Distributors. It's when you have to move air compressor around, and we also have a reciprocating line of compressors that's in a different plant out of Michigan.
Now, what is a reciprocating air compressor?
That's a compressor that has pistons in it that sort of runs the opposite of a car engine. So the pistons go up and down. They're turned by an electric motor, and as they move up, they compress the air.
Interesting. So I'm going to just be straightforward. As a contractor, I know the air compressor means sprinkler season in the north.
You got that right.
It's a great application for a portable, because the people that blow the sprinklers out, they need a compressor for 4 or 6 weeks out of the year, so they go to a rental company and rent it for a few weeks, and they take it from location to location. And it's a quick hookup, and so it runs off a diesel engine as opposed to electric motor.
So what are some of the big advantages of a screw-type compressor over what you said, reciprocal or
Reciprocating.
Okay, reciprocating.
Generally, the screw-type compressors are bigger in size. There is some overlap. Usually, a reciprocating compressor is designed for intermittent duty cycle, where it goes up and down, whereas a screw compressor, the harder you work them, the better they run. So they're designed to run flat out.
Yeah. And what's the life expectancy here? What's the difference in how long and what separates this apart? Like, what made you guys go down that route?
Well, the designs are both durable, and a compressor could, if it's properly maintained, will last, maybe a decade or 2. So they can last tens of thousands of hours, either one of them. Maintenance is right, but as far as a reciprocating versus a screw, the application and the size are more the key to them.
Yeah, we actually have an air end in California that's been running since 1992.
Wow.
So and when I think of this, like, to me, an air compressor means, like, my Milwaukee battery impact gun won't work, so I got to go get the big freaking hammer out air compressor, right, for a bigger gun. But talking to you guys last night was really interesting because all I think of is a air compressor at a shop.
Right.
And you guys were a little more involved than just being the air hose to blow a tire up or take a tire off, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
And where about are you?
So, well, these are industrial application.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compressed air is like a fourth utility almost, next to water, electric, and natural gas. It's used in industry just about everywhere you go. It can run a temperature control system of a building. Any maintenance facility, dealership will have tools. Every plant has tools. Wastewater treatment plants use compressed air, and out in the portable applications, they use them to run all sorts of tools like jackhammers, sandblastings. They help to support things just to drill holes, all sorts of things.
And pretty much like, Navy boats, barges. I mean, if there's almost no industry that there's not air somewhere. I mean, we sell compressors to hospitals because they have to have air constantly. Some of the big compressors we will sell to some of the Navy boat yards, things like that. And they'll have 4 or 5 air compressors on there because they need air constantly. So, it's really, I'm new to the industry. I'll be the first person to say I'm like the new guy here as far as air compressors goes. One of the things I've been learning through studying learning some of the AED stuff with a lot of our distributors through there, and even with KGI numbers on the industrial side, is just there's no application where air is not a part of it. There's no process.
Well, I was about to say so as a dirt guy, when I talk to other dirt contractors, don't get me wrong, I love the industry. It's interesting conversation. Conversations like this are fascinating because I know nothing about compressed air, and yet the more you guys talk, the more I realize how reliant we are upon compressed air.
Yeah.
One that blew my mind, you talk about temperature regulation in buildings.
Oh yeah.
How does that work?
Well, the compressed air is used to operate the valves that turn the heating and cooling off. So we have compressors in a university. There's a large Big Ten university that has over 800 air compressors on campus.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Compressed air is complex, and one of the things, so we have a whole support organization, and Larry, while he's a little new to the industry, he's a professional sales manager, and we have a whole staff of outside salespeople that then call on distribution. So we do two-step sale. We don't sell to the end customer, because usually if you try and sell to them direct, there's a lot of mistakes made, and we like to engage a distributor or a rental company to be involved directly with the end user so that they do it right, and that requires us to have a staff of people that are well managed and trained, and that's where our whole support network goes in.
Yeah.
Now, Larry, with you guys being here and you see the presence and the excitement in the air around here, what do you feel that the audience that isn't here today is missing out on by like brushing shoulders with you guys at your booth?
I think one of the biggest things that I try to talk to customers about isn't so much a product. I mean, let's face it, we're just one manufacturer out of a very large industry. The thing that I think they're missing is developing that personal relationship with us. And what I mean by that is we pride ourselves on being that little company who treats everybody like they're our number one customer. Everything that we do, we sell on the value of our service, the value of our components, the value of our product and everything else, but we back that up with people who still answer the phone. I mean, that's one of the biggest complaints that I get when I'm out on the road with some of my sales managers. We'll stop in and talk to somebody, and like, well, I've been working with this company, but I never can get somebody to answer the phone if there's a warranty issue or a problem. And the number one thing that we try to do that differentiates ourselves, and I know it sounds very simplistic, but it's true, is we literally answer the phone. A lot of people don't.
And that separates everybody right there.
I sold equipment for 2.5 years, and it always blew me away the number of times I come across a job site, and the guy goes, yeah, I've called 3 or 4 dealerships, and no one answers or calls me back.
Right.
It blows my mind.
It's crazy.
Well,
now,
we really think that we help reduce the total cost of doing business to the distributor, and the support, again, there's a whole outside sales force that works directly and helps train the distributors. Then we have an inside sales department that they consult in all the configurations and delivery. We have a separate department that does part sales and helps customers select repair parts and get these shipped out. And then there's a warranty and service department that deals with technical issues, problems. It could be, within the warranty period or outside the period. But all these people are very highly trained and experienced and accessible by phone to the distributor. So that's really a thing that separates our company, and that's why we engage in a show like this, though, too, because the Association of Equipment Distributors, it's a distributor organization, and we sell our products to many of them, and we're well positioned to do business the way they need to do business.
And I think that's one of the things, like going back to your point, what are they missing by not talking to us? The fact of the matter is most of the business owners that belong to this organization, they're small businesses. And that's the foundation of the American economy, in my opinion. And the thing is, they need help. And it doesn't help them sometimes when they're dealing with a really large company. And to Brian's point, they've made 3 phone calls. Nobody's returning their call. They can't get any support in the field. When you're working with a company that kind of understands your problems and then tries to help you, solve some of those, I think that just builds more value toward, what it is that we're doing for our customers.
Now, I got a feel for who you guys genuinely are right now. You just won an award, and I want to ask this, what this means to you, Larry, and then Bruce. What's that award mean to you guys, and where's the bar set?
Well, first of all, let's congratulate him on the award.
I do wanna
75
congratulate him.
years with AED. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Like Bruce has had the boots strapped on for a while for Sullivan. And then what does that mean for you, Larry, coming into this kind of caliber in this award? What's it mean, and how does it feel?
Yeah, no, it's and what that means to me, being the director of sales, and I've got the sales managers in the field, it just helps me, direct those guys to the places that they need to go and the people they need to see. It allows them, when they walk into a customer who belongs to AED, no matter what state it's in, to then just shake their hand. Hey, we've been a member. We've been working with your AED now for 75 years, and it just kind of gives us a little more of maybe a common footing that we can then kind of start working from there. And I know we were kind of teasing Bruce yesterday, and I'm sorry, but it was kind of funny, that when he decided to join AED.
Yes, sir. I told him I still remembered the day that it happened.
Like, did Dad pick you up and drag you over? Or?
I'm not quite at that point. But the company has, roots back for decades and actually over a century. So, that's where the association started. And, we eventually built a new plant in Indiana and moved it there. And some of the product lines have evolved. But, that shows, how long we've gone back in an industry like this that is based on distributors.
Now, are you guys actively still looking for new clientele?
Always.
And how do these guys get a hold of you if they want to go down this avenue?
That's a good question. I mean, it could be as simple as seeing us in our booth, but I have guys out in the field all the time, sales managers. They help work with our distributors, help train their salespeople and everything else. Generally, it can be as easy as just getting online. Everybody's got a web presence. Sullivan-Palatek does as well. So, just kind of reach out to us in any way, shape, or form. The guys that I have in the field, they do their best to stop by. But, I mean, if you've got a 6-state territory, you could wait a long time before one of my guys.
You can only
stop
see
by.
so many people a day.
And then he might not be there next year.
Right. Yeah.
So we have really developed a great digital marketing program at the company too, and so we're sort of soft selling to, again, we've targeted distributors. So, but we've had to procure email lists. Sometimes we've hired a person who worked with us all summer just to get the individual emails with the target customers. We send newsletters out. We send out LinkedIn releases, and there's another program that sends out advertising impressions to the particular people we want. And sometimes it generates a response that then our outside sales guys have an opportunity to follow up on. But they spend an awful lot of time learning about the target business, because the distributor that we have will do a lot of repeat business that is very high volume with us, and so when we get that customer, it's not a one-time sale, and our outside people then spend many hours, sometimes a week or month, just working with an individual customer on the specialized needs.
I would imagine there's some there's a pretty lengthy sales process in some of those transactions just because of the complexity of the projects.
We've gotten customers sometimes right off the bat, and other ones we've worked them for years before it comes over. You just got to wait till the situation was right where they needed something we had.
Gotta love sales.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, products are a commodity. Everybody's got them. We all, everybody can sell a product. I always tell people that what I really try to sell is a relationship or sell people, because at the end of the day, you can get a compressor from anybody.
Yeah.
What you can't get is me answering the phone.
Absolutely.
Yep. I literally have had customers say, is there any way I could talk to Bruce McFee? Because they know him. He's been in the industry for a long time. Hey, Bruce will call you right back, and he does. He spends a certain amount of every day talking to actual customers.
Yeah.
Now, I got one question for you guys, and it's because our third wheel isn't here right now, so I'm going to throw a twist on it for him because he's always watching. If you had one opportunity to do something in your life, what would your dream job be? Put all the money aside.
Bruce?
Larry, the one question that's correct is work for Bruce.
You notice I turned and said Bruce?
This is the promotion minute here, Larry.
Well, the thing is, I've spent I have spent 35 years working in sales and sales management, in a variety of industries. I've had a great time. Sales is my passion, and I think, Bruce took a flyer on me. I mean, a year and a half ago or so, I ran into Bruce and he looked right at me and said, well, you don't know anything about compressors. And I told him, I said, no, Bruce, but I know everything I feel like that you can almost know about sales, and I'm always learning. It is my passion. As long as I'm in sales, I'm happy on any level. And Bruce has just been very gracious to hand, the sales department over to me and say, okay, show me what you can do. And that's something a lot of guys wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Bruce did that.
Now, one of the really exciting things that I've seen us be able to do is just transform our business. So we're making it into the dream job, and the outside sales people that there's at least 9 of them that live in out of state, and they've always had to work a little bit in a vacuum, and we've really enhanced the sales training. So and all of a sudden they're coming to our plant maybe 3 or 4 times a year, and then Larry conducts these sales trainings, and we knew that the people, they still needed to be coached and to do things the right way, and how to handle all the complex issues, even from taking orders right, but also handling the needs of the customers and responding to them when things go well or not so well. And I feel it has professionally developed all of our outside staff to a level we'd never done it before. And so my excitement is, because I'm already in the dream job, is transforming the company to be a little bit more the way I would like it.
And I think that's, to build on that, one of the things that I shared with Bruce is, and one of the focus points that my sales group has is to help our distributors. When you start really getting into sales, you'll find out that 80% of all salespeople in every industry are woefully undertrained or not trained at all. So, it's, we as a manufacturer, we probably have more resources to put toward that, obviously, but it's up to my guys to go out in the field and say, hey, Mr. Air out here, you've got 4 salespeople. How are you training them? Let me come in and run one of your sales meetings. Let me give you a little bit of training on how to get past a gatekeeper, or how to close, or anything like that. And that's kind of support that we try to give our customers going forward.
Well, I actually feel like you guys aren't blowing a bunch of hot air right now. And
that was nice, Rick.
You like that?
I like that.
But I actually feel like you guys put value, not just with the price tag on your product, but as in individuals and your employees also, and you're setting the bar pretty high for the industry.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say, as kind of an informal representative of AED, thank you guys for being members for 75 years and the continued support, and that's awesome.
And thanks for coming on and going live with us here.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
We had a great time, guys.
And for everybody watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Click the little bell notification so you'll get notified as we go live throughout the day. And we will catch you guys here shortly with someone else here from AED.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.